TCG Meta Slayer, we got a Magic the Gathering Commander Precon deck. This is the Sneak Attack, and this is technically an older one. It's from the Zendikar Rising expansion, and as you can see here, it comes with all of this stuff. And this might not be one of the more popular or powerful ones. I think it is underlooked, or overlooked, I guess you could say. But the reason why I'm getting this is I don't really play tribal decks. It'd be interesting to play something that's, you know, Vampire and Rogue, if I decide to go that route. There are some cool blue cards here that I might, you know, toss into my other blue commander deck. And the other thing that's interesting is I don't have a lot of black cards anymore. I sold a lot of them all the way back from like revised and throughout the years. But it's my least favorite and played color. But it'd be cool to bring some more into my collection, you know, get some basic swamps. And I want to actually start building a cube. And this will give me, I think, a good amount of black cards to start with. Then I'm also going to get some more singles and things like that. But I also might use this in, you know, just a Precon battle. But definitely, like I said, it's going to go into my my cube and my blue Precon deck if there's anything here. I don't remember exactly what was in this. I looked at the list, and I remember just seeing some good black cards, like I said, to put in my cube, and blue cards. I don't know if there's anything that really stood out to me for the commander side of things, but we'll see. Again, it'll be a surprise. Because I didn't memorize what was inside of it. I know there's nothing here that's extremely powerful or valuable, but actually also let's just look at the commander real quick. I think it's actually interesting. Anawan, the Ruin Thief, black, blue, 2 colorless. Yeah, Vampiric Rogue, and it does the tribal, you know, kind of common ability, which gives all rogues +1/+1. So a lot of tribal commanders will buff all the other, you know, creatures within the same tribe, so to speak. But what's cool about this is that whenever a rogue, one or more rogues deal combat damage, the player is going to mill a card for each 1 damage. And if they mill at least a creature card, you draw a card. So this is cool because, you know, staying true to what blue does, helping you with card draw, and especially in Commander, card draw is always a very, very powerful thing to do. And, you know, gives you more options. But you also kind of get the theme of, like, you know, the black vampire and rogue tribal, and also the milling. You know, milling is also really, you know, a good way to just, you know, send cards that could otherwise be useful to your opponent's deck. So I think, or from their deck to their graveyard. And I think milling is very powerful because, you know, you're playing singleton cards. So you might get some really, really powerful bombs or combo pieces into the opponent's graveyard for milling them. And with this, again, you don't have to add additional cards. It's always going to be available with your commander as long as you build around it. But, you know, you can always have additional mill cards. So this might be something I even play around, since I'll be able to get some more tribal cards in this deck. The other thing, though, is just be aware that this could obviously help people that want to, you know, play with their graveyard. But if they're not, then again, it's super powerful. All right, so I'm just going to break this open. We're going to go through real quick. I still recommend this. I bought it cheap on Amazon, so if you can get this for less than 20 bucks, which is what I paid for it, then I would say, yes, it's worth it. You got some of that curve foil going on. Just trying to, uh-oh, don't try this at home, guys. Bend a little bit. But yeah, so this is the one where you only get a, you know, a single copy, I guess, of the commander. You don't get the thick cardboard one that you do in some of the newer ones. But that's okay. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, Aether Eyes. So that'll go in my cube. I do have like 2 of these already, but they're both in commander decks. So there you go. Getting one of those for my cube will be very powerful for blue players or just people who drafted in blue. And then, of course, we get what? This nice little box. Oh, I like the color of it. It's black and purple. And then, of course, you got the life counter inside and some of the themes going for it. Oh, yeah, this is nice. I like the color purple. And then, of course, they give you these, you know, little info pamphlets that tell you a little bit about the deck and the theme. So I'll take a look really quick. But this is good for the lore, from the strategy. You know, this is a mage here. It says here from the Mountains of Akum. And then he became a scholar. And then, let's see here. Interesting. So maybe he's, yeah, okay, cool. And then it tells you just some of the basic system rules. Okay. Cool. Well, that's nice to have. I'm going to recycle that. And then, yeah, I'm not going to take too much time to go through this whole deck. I'm just going to, like, skim through it really fast, see if anything stands out to me. Let me open this behind the camera so that's easier for me to do so. And I think I've got it. Yep. All right. It's coming apart, guys. It's coming apart. Bear with me here. At least you can look at the commander. All right, cool. So I got most of it super slippery. I had to take off my glove for a second there. One thing I always like to do with Magic cards, and I don't notice this with any other card games, is it has that chemical smell. Yeah, Magic cards have always had this very prominent odor to them that I don't get when I open up Flesh and Blood, Dragon Ball, Digimon. Always in the Magic cards, so hopefully they're not using super toxic ink. Okay, so going in the cube, nice. This is a tribal card draw. Fact or Fiction should go in the cube because I also have a few of these in my other decks. Nice, very Vandal. Let's see what else we got here. Hexproof can't be blocked. Latchkey Fairy, Meringue, Prowler. Nice. This is a good card to go inside like the cube as well. Military Intelligence, Night Veil. Oh, Night Veil Sprite, Surveil 1. Nice. A lot of, it's cool too. A lot of flyers and unblockables, which is I guess also part of the theme. So this could also kind of cross power up into ninjutsu style decks because you can then ninjutsu from things that cannot be blocked, like your Triton Shore Stalker, for example, right? Can't be blocked, cost 1 blue, 1/1. Drop this, second turn attack someone, boom, and then you can ninjutsu. Or depending on the cost of the ninjutsu, but you can ninjutsu with that guy for sure. Nice. Artificer that creates Thopters. And then same thing, you can use those two artifacts to make an unblockable, changing Outcast. Convoke. Ooh, this will be cool. This is great because with the mill, you can steal someone's thingamajigga, the creature from the graveyard. Frog Tosser Banner. That's a funny card. It's definitely a goblin. Haste, huh? Oh, pretty cool. Your goblin and rogue spells become way cheaper. These cards seem a little like flimsy and faded. Interesting. I'm used to them having like the foiling at the bottom and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. Price of Fame. Nice. This is good about this deck. They have a lot of good like, playing other people's cards and stuff. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So yeah, you can steal someone's creature, if you mill it or you kill it or whatever. And we're back. All right, finishing up really quick. Extract from Darkness. Nice, another mill a card, then put a creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. So that's another thing that's really good about this deck. Yeah, that's right. It's doing what Black wants to do, in a fun, casual format without being like hyper focused with super expensive cards. It feels like a fair way to kind of start to play people's cards from the graveyard is what Black likes to do, and also Blue likes to steal people's creatures and cards. But really cool. Like I said, either I'll build this out or I'll put it into my cube, because then if you get these cards, they're really great to play upon that graveyard theme. And then of course the standard artifact stuff. Nothing special here. Oh, nice little bit of a big bounce effect here. I remember seeing this Whisper Steel Dagger. Combat damage to player, you may pass a creature card from the player's. Oh, another one that lets you cast creature spells from a player's graveyard whenever you deal combat damage to them. And you may spend a mana Zoe or a mana of any color to cast. So you don't have to require, you don't have to pay for the required color if it's like a green creature or a white creature. I don't remember seeing this. This is pretty cool. Nice. Notorious Throng. Wow, this is interesting. If you do enough damage to them, you can basically create X creatures, which are black fairy rogues, with flying with the amount of damage you dealt, and to all opponents. And if you do play for the Prowl, you can get an extra turn. I'm surprised we don't see this that much in Commander. It seems like a really cool card to have. I mean, that's expensive. It's going to come in at 10. But I mean, at that point, if you can pay for the 10, this is cool because I would actually, maybe I'll put this in. Do I have blue and green? I want to build a blue and green deck, but if you can get the mana for this is very interesting, and it's a tribal sorcery too. It doesn't mean that you have to put in your tribal deck, but it just helps the fact that if you're playing rogues, you get a bunch of other rogues. So this is really cool artwork. Nice. This is nice too. It's almost like a steel, control magic, whatever. Yeah, this is great. This is cool. Like, yeah, I'm glad this deck has all this stuff. Nice. This artwork looks sinister, man. Top 4 cards of opponent's library, exile one of them. You may look at that card and cast it. Oh wow, it's like Hideaway, but you get to steal someone's card. This is interesting. It seems like it'd be a blue card, But yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff here. Like I said, this actually seems like a really fun deck. Maybe I'll keep it together for a while. Ooh, I like the border on this. Bestow. Wow. You know, definitely augment it with a lot of removal. The only thing though is like you don't want to build a deck that relies on your opponent's playing creatures, because if they don't, then you won't be able to, you know, take advantage of it. But this guy looks cool too. Wow, hexproof. Whenever a target creature put into opponent's graveyard, you may have him become a copy. Wow, this is a really, you know, I haven't played with it obviously, but I want to use it because it does have a great theme, and it feels like, especially when you're playing with other precons and casual players, again, most of them are going to be running different kinds of creatures, so you're going to have a lot to do here, you know? It's kind of a good black-blue counter. Yeah, like I said, I don't play black-blue that much. Well, here's another legendary creature for the deck. You can play this in a blue deck or a black deck. Wow, that's really powerful. If your opponents are playing a monocolored deck and you just basically name their card color, as long as you don't get any land or whatever, or artifacts, you can generate a bunch of tokens. So that's another something to look at. And now Spinal, I remember this card. I think did this come from Invasion block? Cool, man. And then, oh yeah, Sig, this guy's fun. And an opponent loses 3 or more life, you may draw a card. There you go. Cool, and then here's some more stuff. Oh, that's interesting. They put Black Blade Reforged. This came in the other deck I had, which is the red and white one. What? Interesting. This is an interesting artifact. I've never seen this before either. It gives you blue or black mana. It's kind of expensive, but still, the fact that you can turn it into a blue creature is pretty decent. You know, unblockable anyways. And then some of the other stuff. Ooh, Heirloom Blade. I like the artwork on this a lot. Okay. Not bad. Equip is 1/3+1. Whenever creature dies, you may reveal cards. Reveal a creature card that shares a type with it. Put that card into your hand. Oh, wow. So again, this is perfect for any tribal deck, because if you share the same creature type, you can basically replace whatever got destroyed with something else. All right. And then, yeah, I got to give you the command tower, some blue-black mixed lands, the Myriad, Submerged Boneyard, the come into play tapped. Huh, what are these two guys doing here? Soaring Thought Thief. Wow. Gives +1 to all your attack, but whenever you attack 2, make people mill cards. Ooh, yeah, man, this might be fun. Maybe I will play this deck and make something out of it. And then whatever I don't play with, I'll put into my cube. All right, there you guys go. Man, again, for 20 bucks or less, if you see what you like in this deck as far as like a tribal theme, maybe you don't have a tribal yet, this will help you get started. You know, vampires are super popular. They're very powerful in red and black, but with this kind of black and blue iteration here, you get to do a lot more with like mini unblockables. Probably won't as strong as the vampires, but you might be able to remove and steal vampire cards from your opponents that, you know, you destroy, send to the graveyard, or anyone essentially, and then you're going to be milling their stuff too. So maybe you'll get rid of a lot of their good one-ofs and singleton cards, guys. So yeah, I'm actually going to keep this together for a little bit and then start looking through some more. My recommendation is start looking to maybe add just a few counter spells, and then of course some more black removal. You know, you want to use things that will either destroy creatures, give them --, you know, or make your opponent sacrifice stuff, or just board wipes, you know. So that definitely is black's, you know, specialty as far as, you know, their color identity. Blue is going to do a lot more bouncing and stuff like that, and tapping creatures down, and you don't want to put that in this deck, right? You want to put straight hard removal, because you can then steal their creatures. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know in the comments. Have you built anything similar to this? Did you get this precon and build it? Do you have some kind of black and blue reanimator deck? Do you have a vampire rogue tribal deck, guys? All right, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget, keep it faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful. Be coming back at you. Peace.